behalf of all of you in this stadium today and all of you watching on Channel 4 and listening on XX Sports Radio, I present to you a great player, a great talent, a great competitor, and a great Padre, number 51, Trevor Hoffman.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm going to take a little page out of Tony's book, and that's what I'm going to say is thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been an unbelievable day. Have a seat. Let's sit down and talk for a little bit. How do you top all this? This is unbelievable. I mean, a guy's dream come true to have something like this bestowed upon one person. To hear all these wonderful things said about you and talked about, and people come back and see you. It's hard to put this in perspective. It's something I just got to pinch myself and go, this is amazing. But I do need to talk to a few people, and those are the folks that are behind me, my foundation. That starts with Tracy, my wife. 18 years plugged away at this game with me, and it was her love of family and faith that kept us together and kept us going strong on the right path. Because every time I'd go off to work, she'd make sure that I was ready to go, I was focused, I was prepared to do my job. I love you for that, honey. I can't thank you enough for being able to do that for me. You gave me 3 wonderful children, 3 wonderful boys, Brody, Quinn, and Wyatt. If this doesn't touch your heart, I don't know what will, boys. This is something that Daddy's, one person doesn't deserve all this. You guys have had an opportunity to grow up in that clubhouse your whole life. And I hope you understand the quality of people that you've been in contact with your whole life that have walked through those doors. Whether it started with Brian and Tony and Spence and all the rest of the crew, the things that you learned. You were raised by a village. A lot of the things that Mom and Dad talked to you about, and the things that Grandma showed you, we're living in that clubhouse. It was a privilege to be in there, and I appreciate the way you guys respected that. I had an opportunity to watch Tony again raise Anthony into a fine young man. Somebody that I'm proud to know and somebody I'm proud to have competed against. This one might get me because it's always a little bit tough talking about Mom and Dad and to see the Marine Corps behind me. But I'll tell you what, they had a true love story. A love story that inspired all of us kids. And we miss them. But it was their commitment to values that they passed on to all 3 of us. And the things that we stand for come from the things that they taught us. And it gives me great pleasure, Mom, to say I love you and I thank you for the things that you taught us. The luckiest kid around to have 2 big brothers paving the way. You get to be a punk, you get to be in the way of everything, and they always have to pick up the mess, and you guys always have. Sorry about that. But I mean that. To have the leadership, the focus, and the wisdom that you guys had to pass along to me, to have a day like this to share with you. You were coaching me from the time I was a little kid. One of those pictures you might have seen a broken leg. I didn't really ask for all of it, but that stuff happens. But it was right. Teddy said it. I came home from a game one day, and I started out small and wasn't able to really do very many things as a little leaguer. And I was proud as heck to come home one day to tell everybody how well I did. He baited me. He knew I had a good game. He goes, "Hey, how'd you do?" And Teddy was right on. I couldn't wait to get out 2 for 4 and a ribby, and he looked me in the eye and said, "That'll be the last time when I say you, I'm talking to you." It took me a little while to figure it out, but it's those type of lessons that I learned from him that I've been able to carry on into the clubhouses that I've gone along the way that have meant so much to my teammates. Thank you, Greg. most respected guys in the game that I know. All the things you hear about me, you hear about him as well. And at 17 years old, the game took him away from me. 7-year-old kid sitting in the house and wanted my buddy to play with. I wanted someone to tag along with and go to his practices and his games. And I wasn't very happy about that. Elmira, New York, I didn't know where the heck that was at. But I was fortunate enough for the game to bring us back together here in San Diego, and to share that uniform together was a lifetime dream. Because I got to see firsthand the work ethic that he put forth into his job. I can only imagine what it was like to have played with you, but it was an honor to be a part of your staff. Thank you, Glenn. We definitely walked down memory lane, didn't we? Seeing all my former teammates and stuff coming out. I'll tell you, you guys came from far and wide, and I appreciate you guys making the time to be here with us today. The times that we spent competing inside these lines is something that is sacred. I took it serious every time we had a chance to come on this field. But inside that clubhouse is just as sacred. And I appreciate the times that you shared with me, and the love that you showed me, and the emotions that we shared was very impressive, and I appreciate being a part of that. To you fans, wow. Thank you. Randy Smith brought me over here from Florida. Had no idea what I was going to be walking into, and Glenn said a long time ago, this would be the best move of your career. You were right. You guys have always had my back, and I appreciate every opportunity I had to step on this mound, step at Jack Murphy, Qualcomm, to do my work for you guys. I was wanting to make sure that I did the job that was in front of me to the best of my ability each time I popped out in front of you. And it was in 1998 that that song Hell's Bells was introduced, and boy, it took a life of its own, didn't it? I can't begin to tell you the emotions that one person can feel sitting 450 feet away, waiting for that first bell to hit, so I could feel the energy from all of you guys. If you needed an adrenaline kick, you guys gave it to me. I've had an opportunity to go across the leagues, major leagues, and see a lot of the numbers that are displayed proudly in each ballpark that's there. And you understand who they represent, what they stood for. And today is an emotional day, it's a special day, and I want to thank all our ownership here to bestow this great honor on me, the opportunity to have played for Mr. Atanasio in Milwaukee, and the folks in Florida. They're forever indebted to me. I appreciate everything you guys gave me. When I look up there and I see that number, I want you guys to remember that that guy cared about being a teammate, and that he understood that to achieve true success, there's no shortcuts. Thank you.